Those stories were brought to you from the Cyril Hughes blog.
Yes.
.com website.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow along the blog there, it's something that you can get in your email every day. CyrilHughes.blog.com. He is a former bike builder, or actually still think he builds, but it's the most followed media coverage in the entire world in the motorcycling community. And it's not just American V Twins. He puts out Ducati information. It's a motorcycling enthusiast.
Yeah, he's just a dude who loves bikes.
Yes,
that's it.
And you know what? The really cool thing is he's from France. Made a lot of money as
a frog.
Well, yeah,
he's a frog.
Yeah, made a lot of money as marketing with like Coca-Cola and some of the big companies over in Europe. Loves America. Moved here, lives in Boca Raton, Florida. Loves bikes. You should see he did a test ride on the new Indians, and actually wrote up about it, and it was pretty cool.
Well, I need that link because I want to. I haven't had time this week. It's just been one hell of a week, so I haven't had time to keep up on a whole lot of stuff. So you need to send me that one. I want to hear about those new Indians, see what he thinks.
Go to CyrilHughesBlog.com.
I could, but I'm pretty lazy, and I'd have a really bad short-term memory. So it'd be best if you sent me an email.
Okay, I'll do that.
We got to get to a commercial or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna do a short break, and when we come back, we're gonna have the guys from Pakrat Customs on the show with us to talk a little bit about the shop and this really cool project that they're envisioning. Okay, we'll be right back.
Your credit score? Do you need goal-oriented professional strategy to improve your credit that fits your busy lifestyle? Then eCreditSuccess.com is your site. They teach you the skills to help improve your credit while offering trade line acquisitions, error correction, 24/7 online tracking, discounts for military, and free consultation for being a listener of VetsOnMedia.com. Signing up is easy, and they offer a no-risk refund policy in most programs based on a specific score increase determined prior to your enrollment. So call now and get started at 855-234-7334 or visit us online at VetsOnMedia.com and click on the eCredit Success logo on our homepage.
Hey everybody, it's James with Vets On. Are you and your spouse looking for employment? Well, then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission of putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skill sets, 800 certification types, education, experience, salary range, location, and much more. iVetX helps you find the perfect job to veteran match. Your skills are based on what's needed for success in that job. If you're a hiring company or a veteran looking for your next career, get started today by visiting their site by going to www.ivetx.com or by calling 442-333-4838. iVetX, bridging the employer-veteran gap by putting America's veteran to work today.
Hey everybody, this is Adam from Vets On with Adam and James. Come check out the Guitars for Vets fundraiser golf tournament happening on September 6th at the Vistal Golf Course, located at 701 East Thunderbird Trail in Phoenix, Arizona. Per player, if you sign up before August 6th. There's going to be some great prizes, and there's going to be 2 hole-in-one competitions with a $10,000 cash reward. There'll also be a banquet afterwards at the Alice Coopertown Sports Bar in downtown Phoenix. So come out and support a great cause. For more information on how to sign up, or if you're interested to be a sponsor, please email G4V Phoenix. That's G4V Phoenix at yahoo.com. Do you need business cards, banners, vehicle wraps, or stickers? Then check out Skyprint Media. Hey everybody, this is Adam from Vets On with Adam James. Skyprint Media can handle all your needs. This veteran-owned business offers worldwide shipping, fast turnaround on all their services, and 24-hour website ordering. Check them out at www.skyprintmedia.com or give them a call at 888-494-4523. Skyprint Media, how printing is done.
You're listening to Monkey Butt Radio on the Vets On Media Network.
Okay, we're back. We're still trying to get the guys from Pakrat on the air with us. We got a couple of different things. Hey, James, it's James from Pakrat says he keeps getting voicemail.
That's not good.
No. There we go.
I hear it.
There we
Bing
go.
bong.
Monkey Butt Radio, thanks for calling. James?
This is James.
Hey, James, thanks for being with us. We talked this morning. I'm Mike and got Biggus with us as well. We're live on the air. Sorry about a couple of seconds things, but you're with Pakrat Customs in Killeen, Texas. You know, I told you we'd talk a little bit today. I wanted to get to know you and the shop a little bit better. So tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background.
I'm a disabled vet of 16 and a half years combined service between the Army and the National Guard. I've been an avid biker for almost 40 years, working on Harleys since about 95.
Awesome.
And yeah.
So, and I know, I know you went to MMI here in Phoenix, so you have a little bit of tie-in to Phoenix as well. How's it being out of the Army and living around Fort Hood?
It's not bad. People really don't treat us any different, just like everyday people here. We tend to stick together, veterans and that, as opposed to just the straight civilians. They don't understand us as well as we do each other.
That's that's one of the reasons why I as far as our looking into and kind of looking at the independent shops around the country, really wanted to focus on a lot of the veteran-owned. And a little bit about myself. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I was in for 2 enlistments. Mike was in for a lot of years in the Marine Corps as well. James, who's running our board for us, is still actually serving in the Army National Guard or Reserve. Army National Guard. He's been in for a lot of years as well. We're all veterans as well, and I own a bike shop, on the side. So it's we take care of our own, and I understand that it's really hard for somebody who hasn't stepped in a pair of boots to understand.
Exactly.
So, well, I'm glad that you're on the show with us today. So tell me about. I know that you're at Pakrat Customs is not really an old company, and I know that you've really kind of stepped out and got yourself a storefront in Killeen. And so tell me, how did you get the name Pakrat?
One day, one of my brothers walked in and said he needed a heel-toe shifter for an old panhead. And I asked him, I said, do you want OEM or do you want aftermarket? And he says, well, I prefer OEM. I said, okay, give me a couple minutes. I walked to the back corner of my garage, started rummaging around through a box, pulled out this little box and handed it to him and says, there you go. Brand new in the box. For a 56 panhead.
That's a perfect name, dude. Perfect name.
You know what? It sounds like my shop too.
That sounds exactly like my garage, except I can't find shit in there.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you're a veteran, a disabled veteran. You been around bikes forever. You've been through school and Harley certified, Harley factory trained. Got to line it up the title correctly. You're still serving the military community around the base, and I know that you guys there, you and the rest of the guys at Pakrat, really have a heart to give back to the military community. Even though, and it's something, man. It's I really want to give you major kudos for, because we see it a lot that. A lot of the veterans really want to give back more so than get, and people don't understand that. But tell us a little bit about your vision for this project that you're getting started.
I had a dream about 2 weeks ago now. I woke up about 3:30 in the morning and had to write down what the dream was. And in the dream, I was told to build a bike that accommodates a disabled veteran who was injured in combat to the point where they can no longer ride traditionally. The very next day, I come into work and I started typing up an email and sent out about 2,000 emails to people that I know, vendors, just everybody I could, asking for help to be able to build this bike and get it done by Christmas Eve to be able to deliver it at 2 p.m. on Christmas Eve to this veteran. I have no idea who he is or she, and the Wounded Warrior Project is helping me to locate one to be able to outfit this bike specifically for their needs.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
Well, I have a lot of contacts here in Phoenix, and I saw a little bit about your vision. I really didn't share with Biggus on what you wanted to do. I wanted to hear it straight from your mouth and let our listeners hear it straight from you on what your vision is. I want to tell us your website so people can actually go and do donations or actually follow you along on Facebook or things. Where can our listeners reach out and follow along with this project and maybe support it a little bit?
At www.pakratcustoms.com, and that has our address and phone number here in Killeen. And if you click on the news tab, that gives the link to where you can do monetary donations, and that's where you can actually track the progress of the bike. Like right now, I've got a brand new S&S Super E complete package from S&S that Beth over there put together for us.
Nice.
I've got a 103-inch motor it's a stroker motor.
Sweet.
That was built up in Oklahoma, being sent down by another disabled vet who was a good friend of mine. As soon as he heard about it, he called me up and says, "Hey, I've got this motor. It's yours."
Nice.
So we've got the twin cam touring motor coming in for it, and Spider Grips is going to send us the grips. We've got a set of handlebars here. Vance and Hines had said they were going to send us pipes, but I haven't heard anything back from them since, and I haven't been able to reach them.
Right. Let's see. Hopefully they'll get back to you. S&S, love their products, love their company. They are a huge supporter of veterans.
I like their dedication to the wounded vets.
Oh yeah,
I like it. That's cool right there.
Yeah. Well, you let me know what kind of tins you putting on the project.
Right now we're looking at making it like an ultra classic that's been converted into a 3-wheeler.
Okay.
Of course, carbureted. Looking for pretty much everything else to be able to build it with: the front end, the wheels. I sent out a request to Paco for a frame and the rear end conversion kit. I've got to check back with them because I haven't heard from them yet. They are one of our suppliers, so they might send it off. And we're just trying to put it together. I've got several people that have promised parts, but I'm not holding my breath and counting on them until I have them here.
That's the only way. That's the only way you can think about that.
Well, tell you what, James. I know myself and Biggus really want to support this. Shoot me. You have my email. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Personally, myself at Sojourner Customs, I want to support this and be a part of it. Let me do the tank for you. I have a really good friend of mine who used to paint with Surgical Steeds, John Covington's company here. He's done some work for Patriot motorcycles. He's a phenomenal custom painter. A guy who does all my airbrushing, lives up in Oregon. He's a great guy as well. Let me provide the tank for you. and get it painted with whatever you want on it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd appreciate that.
So let's talk over email, and we'll get back in touch. But
And also send a list of all the other stuff you need, because we'll do some searches around here too and see what we can come up for you.
yeah, see if we can pass it on. It's like I told you, on the messages and everything that we've been going back and forth. Really kind of sketch out what you want as far as a vision, and share it. Get on our Facebook page and share your vision, share the links and everything else too, because people will listen to this show and say, okay, well, where can we go? And we'll continue to keep an update on this project with you, man. So tell us, Pakrat Customs, Pakrat Customs.com is where you can reach out to James. If you're in the Killeen area, Fort Hood area, what's the number for the shop that they can reach you guys at?
Area code 254-449-6113.
Awesome. So all of our friends at Fort Hood, you gotta
Go see James.
Yeah, go see James.
See James.
He's we take care of our own. James, really appreciate you being on the show, man. I'll touch base with you later on this week, and we'll see where we can go with you to help you out. Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it. Okay, guys. Well, isn't that a freaking awesome? Chill bumps right now.
Well,
isn't that an awesome project? And what he's had so far that's a huge chunk right there.
That's the
big
motor.
Chunk. The motor. That's $8,000 into a project.
And he's got the backing of some decent organizations that are going to come through for him.
Yeah.
Because now that people are going to look at that and say, oh, well, S&S is donating stuff. Wounded Warrior Project's donating stuff. Yeah. Holy crap! Let's get in on this trip. Let's see what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna head into another short break, and then remember, Vets on Media Network is brought to you by eCredit Success. Vets on Media has partnered with eCredit Success to help our veterans and military personnel live a less stressful and fulfilling life. Go to vetsonmedia.com, click on the ECS logo to receive your free evaluation and possible program discounts. Isn't it time that you took the steps to have the best credit possible? And we'll be right back.
Adam from Vets On with Adam and James. Are you looking to improve your credit score? Do you need goal-oriented professional strategy to improve your credit that fits your busy lifestyle? Then eCreditSuccess.com is your site. They teach you the skills to help improve your credit while offering trade line acquisitions, error correction, 24/7 online tracking, discounts for military, and free consultation for being a listener of VetsOnMedia.com. Signing up is easy, and they offer a no-risk refund policy in most programs based on a specific score increase determined prior to your enrollment. So call now and get started at 855-234-7334 or visit us online at VetsOnMedia.com and click on the eCredit Success logo on our homepage.
Hey everybody, it's James with Vets On. Are you and your spouse looking for employment? Well, then look no further than iVetX. iVetX is placing veterans with the right hiring companies. Join their mission of putting veterans in inspiring careers with ensured success. Access their national pipeline of military talent for companies. All veterans are pre-screened for 55 soft skills.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
We're getting ready to come back in off a commercial. And as soon as we do, we're going to put you on hold real quick. And as soon as we come back in, I'm going to introduce you and introduce the product and have you on the air, okay? Okay? Sherry?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put you on hold real quick, and as soon as we come back in commercial, I'll introduce you.
I heard myself on the radio.
Oh.
It threw me off.
Oh, sorry. Turn your radio down.
Radio on the Vets on Media Network.
Hey, welcome back to Monkey Butt Radio. This is funny.
Live radio.
Live internet radio.
It's never boring.
Never. As we go into our next segment with Sherry from Stripper Juice brand.
Fuzzy.
Also known as Fuzzy. We have her from Oklahoma on the air. But we got Biggus has an announcement that he wants to give to one of our callers before the end of the show. As soon as we kind of wrap up or towards our wrap up, Biggus, what do you got for our favorite listener today?
Next 20 minutes, if you can make the call in, I got 4 tickets to the Queen's Right concert down at Celebrity Theater tonight, 8:30 p.m.
Yes, call or text to 602-456-BIKE. That's 602-456-BIKE. If you can call or text, the first person gets 4 tickets to Queen's Right tonight.
Yep, and I got to meet you at the will call office. I'll hand you the tickets right then and there.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sherry, you there?
I am.
We got Sherry with with stripper juice, stripper juice brand cleaner and polisher. It's great to have you on the show with us today. How's it in Oklahoma?
I'm glad to be here. I've been real busy today, floating in the pool and enjoying the ice cold Tecate right now. So.
Oh, what a tough life.
Working hard.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
That's the wrong one, dude. That's the wrong beer. Dos Equis is Stay Thirsty.
I am the most interesting man in the world. Well, you know what? We kind of went over a little bit about what we wanted to kind of chat with you about, and we did a little product testing. So we did scientific product testing this past week with the product. Okay, and I actually brought it over to a friend of mine's shop this morning, and we tried it out on this nasty old FLH fender that was hanging up with scratches and dings and nasty old paint, and we just sprayed a swatch of it over and wiped it off, and the paint actually was bright again. It was unbelievable, Sherry.
Get back to life, didn't it?
Yes.
I've seen it happen.
Yes. Yeah. It works. It worked on my granite countertop in my kitchen. Which was absolutely phenomenal. But Mike said it worked really good for taking all the bugs off of his Street Glide.
Because my bike is really dirty.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to put it on the bugs and just rub it in with my fingers a little bit, let it soak in, and it come off so nice and easy.
Yeah, the only problem I had was it was too damn hot here. And even in my garage, I left my bike sitting in the garage overnight, thought it would be cool enough, but the surface temperature on the bike was still too warm, and it would dry the product out before I had a chance to get the buffing done. As far as taking everything off, it was great, but once I started getting down to that buffing time, then it was just an environmental thing here in Arizona because it was freaking hot.
Well, and what I wanted to let you know, as far as our scientific testing, everybody is in love with your product.
Well, that's wonderful.
Okay, so there's our scientific testing.
It happened to me,
So tell us a little bit about the background of Stripper Juice, how to get its name, how did you come to acquire the brand, how the company got formed, and kind of where it's been over the last year. I know it kind of was on hiatus for a while. And how it really just came out and all the product packaging that you just went through. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was a little worried that I would get the story wrong and how the name came to be. There's a really funny fellow that lives in Dalton, Georgia, and he's kind of a local legend down there. His name is Otis. And Otis had taken his brother-in-law out to a strip club in Myrtle Beach one night, given his first experience with that whole environment. And Otis wound up with one of the ladies' legs wrapped around his head, and he got his own little fancy dance, And his wife told him, she says, you're not getting in bed with me later tonight until you take a shower. And he says, well, I've already had a shower today. And her response later was, she says, no, you need to get all that damn stripper juice off, you asshole, And so he took a shower, went to bed, and woke up the next morning. And stripper juice kept popping in his head, And he was outside getting ready to clean his ride, go for a ride, and his product was, having to buff it too much. It wasn't taking things off, and he thought to himself, I need to develop a product to clean motorcycles better than anything I've ever used. and I'll call it stripper juice, and that's how it all started. And so it took Otis about a year. He worked with a plant there in Georgia, and they used the Dalton, Georgia hog chapter for the research and development team. I got together, drank beer, and tried the product, and so they had it just the way they wanted it. They entered the V-Twin trade show in 2009. Then a couple months later, I was out in Laughlin, Nevada, and I stumbled onto I don't know what this is. I don't care what it is. Bottle of it. It was strictly because of the name and the packaging that caught my attention. And I thought, well, I'll go home and show that to my buddies. We'll have a good time with that, you know. But a couple months passed by, and all my cleaning products were running out. And I went up and tried it, and I was like, oh my God, what is this stuff, you know? And I used it on everything on my bike. Well, I used to spend 3 hours cleaning, drying, and detailing my bike. Now it took me 20 minutes, you know. And I fell in love with the product. I ran out of it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't buy it on the website. So I contacted the guy I bought it from in Laughlin, and I started selling it. And eventually, then a friend of mine, Lee Weber, up in Wisconsin, introduced me to Otis. And I started selling direct from Otis just so I could get it cheap from me and my friends, you know. I wound up being Otis's biggest distributor. And I guess it was May 2010, he contacted me one day and said, hey, I'm thinking about selling the company, and I think you'd be a good fit. So, you know, I asked him, what do you want? You know, how much? And it seemed doable. I mean, I work a full-time job for the state of Oklahoma. I work a full-time job for a nonprofit organization, and I'd really like to retire. You know, so I said, look, Otis, I'm coming out that way. I was planning a little vacation ride, and I stopped in Georgia and spent a couple of days out there, met him and his family, and I said, I'll call you when I get home, you know. So about 4,000 miles later, I had it all figured out how I was going to do this and stay in my state government job. And things were rolling along really good. I was selling off product, but when I checked on reproduction, things had changed, and it was going to cost me a phenomenal amount of money to get things produced there in Georgia. So I took my blend to probably 3 different compound developers, and none of them could even cook it up in a lab environment. So I was getting a little nervous, you know, and I finally, I sold on my product at the end of 2011. In the year 2012, I was essentially out of business. But something else happened, and I felt like God put everything on hold for me because my mother had progressed in Alzheimer's, and I needed that year to spend with her.
Good.
And I'm very thankful for the time that I had with her. And long about December of 2012, I stumbled onto this plant in Broadview, Illinois, called Chase Products Co. And
I followed that. I followed that a little bit. I know that you were did a lot of testing with that.
Chase has been fantastic. Man, they jumped on it. They cooked it up in the lab, and they even changed a couple of things in the blend, which did not affect any of the cleaning or the shining. It was just the propellant that gave me a consumer-friendly propellant that's used in pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, and they changed the preservative because the original blend contained formaldehyde, and they don't handle that at the plant. The result of which, they sent me my first batch of samples, and I'm telling you, there's less buffing because of the change in those 2 ingredients.
Nice.
And I tell you, there's nothing better for chrome that I've found. I did all the chrome on my bike, even when it was warm like it was in my garage. That stuff worked fantastic. Not a single water spot could be seen.
Oh, yeah. These hot rod car owners in Oklahoma City love it. They love it because it leaves a nice wet-looking shine, but it's not greasy. And that's due to the secret ingredient. I won't tell anybody what it is. The shine agent is actually a proprietary blend that someone here in the USA manufactures. It is a trade secret.
Well, this stripper juice is an American-made product. It's not only, and this is something I really want our listeners to understand. Sherry not only is, you know, in the heartland of our country, She rides herself. Okay, so you're looking at somebody who puts a lot of miles on her own bike. Okay,
That makes her vested.
that's right.
She's
that's
vested
right.
in this stuff.
And it's an American-made product.
And
Yeah,
I love
every
them.
component of my product is American made. I could source country on the cheap, but I won't do it. I just won't do it.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, and this is
Proud to be an American.
this is the really cool part about it, and it's, we sell stripper juice at Sojourner Customs, and one of the things that I asked you, Sherry, is okay, well, we're getting it as far as distributor prices, but what does it sell for around the country? And you said, well, most of the places in Oklahoma City, and that's really close to you, sell it for between $12 and $14 a can. Well, anything even remotely comparable at the dealership will be $20 to $22 a can for the same size.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to keep it within comparison to Oklahoma City prices. So we're selling it for.
Still vary, depending on what region you're in.
Yeah. Well, and it's we're trying to get it into the market here in Arizona, and I've given away a few cans, and like I said, everybody that's tried it has loved it. I mean, not only you have the marketing genius just with the name, just for people to pick it up, but once they try it, they're going to fall in love with it. The only thing that I was told that it should have is glitter in it.
Well, we don't want anything that's going to scratch the stain, because I've actually had custom painters tell me that it will remove surface scratches and self-stained surface scratches, and I think the fact that it does have a good carnauba wax in it, and carnauba is wax in the world.
Yes.
There are some premium ingredients in my blend, and I've had people say, well, we could substitute something else that's cheaper, and I'm like, no, we're not going to do that.
No.
Because this is what I love this stuff. I loved it so much I bought the company. I mean,
Well,
I'm a freaking infomercial waiting to happen, right?
Well, that's right. Well, you know what? I have one question from one of our listeners. James from San Diego wrote in through our Facebook page. Says, how does it work on truck interiors? Can you, from the lady who owns the company, how does it work on truck interiors?
Well, I use it on the interior of my 530i BMW because there's not that sticky, greasy film that's left with a lot of products that you buy, to do your interior. I use it inside of my car.
Nice.
My son cleans his guitars with it. He tells me his strings last longer because he's keeping them clean. It's totally safe to use on interior in vehicles.
There you go.
I'll stand by that. But yeah, I've often thought, if I ever get this into a viable company and somebody comes along and wants to offer me a lot of money for it, I would have to retain a very small royalty and a lifetime supply of stripper juice. I love it.
There you go.
It's a great product from what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Just the reduction in the labor for cleaning my chrome makes it all worth it.
It's been a labor of love, that's for sure. But I was so excited when my 6 tons of stripper juice arrived a few weeks ago.
Well, I'm almost out of supply in the shop, so I'll shoot you another email for another order. But we gotta kind of wrap up a little bit. I do want to extend an invitation for you next time you are in Arizona. Want to invite you to come into the studio, have a beer with us. Talk about a little bit more about the company and where it's going to be, where it's available. Definitely, guys, go to sojournercustoms.net to order your stripper juice from there. Follow Stripper Juice brand. Tell your friends about it. Check out some of the other places around the country. If you're living in Minnesota, Washington, ask your local distributors or where your local independent motorcycle shops or your dealerships. Ask them to get it in and have them contact Sherry at stripperjuice.net.
And that's the main thing. I teach people, go to your shop and tell them that you want it, because cold calls just don't work.
Exactly. That's a hard way to do business.
Buy something unless someone's been. Matter of fact, on Monday, probably around noon on Monday, my webmaster is going to turn on the available to the public button on the website.
Nice.
Until my dealer base grows, I am going to offer it to the public at retail price at one case minimum. So you guys are going to have to get your buddies together to buy a case. It's not cost or time effective for me to ship, one can at a time.
Absolutely.
That's going to be available for a while. When the dealer base grows, then we'll turn that off. I'm not going to compete with my dealers. I'm selling it at retail price.
And we appreciate that.
I want to see it grow. I want to see it in every bike shop, across America. And I've got to Canada. They just took a whole pallet.
I saw that. I saw the picture of that.
Importations Thibault, they're a good customer, and yeah.
Well, I sent a can of it out to Kevin Beener. Beener from he was on our show last time. I sent him a can of it for him to try all the miles he puts on his bike. Definitely. We have to wrap this up, but I'll definitely be in touch with you. There's, like I said, there's a lot of people that I know, and I'm wearing my Stripper Juice T-shirt that you sent me. I appreciate it very much right now, and a lot of people want to get a shirt as well. So I'm going to be in touch with you, and we'll put it up on our website on how people can get in contact with you as far as dealerships and everything. But Sherry, I really appreciate you being on the show with us. Definitely want to keep in touch and kind of see how this brand is growing. And we wish you the best of luck, and I'm glad that I actually got to be on the ground floor of this great product.
Man, I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
No problem. Hey, keep your knees in the wind and keep the shiny side up.
And Fuzzy, drink another beer for me.
No, what I say is stay above ground and keep the dirty side down.
There you go.
That can work too.
There you go. Thanks, Sherry. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. There you guys. She's a great lady. She's got a lot upstairs. Puts a lot of miles on her bike. It's a freaking great product. Really glad to have her.
I can't wait till it cools down so I can get my bike clean.
Yeah. Well, it's you do ride kind of dirty.
Well, I'm doing the half and half, so I'm just going to clean that one side of my bike, and then we're going to take pictures, put them up on the website so we can see exactly how dirty the bike was versus how clean this stuff gets it.
That's awesome.
And we're going to track the time so I can say I did this half of the bike in 15 minutes.
Nice.
And this is what you get.
Nice. Well, we're gonna close up the show for today. We have had James from Pakrat Customs on the show. Definitely check out pakratcustoms.com. Check out his Wounded Warrior project. Guys, support our veterans. Not everybody who comes home in one piece, but we need to keep everybody on the road.
And they all come home changed.
Yes.
And sometimes the disability is not a physical one.
And we need to keep them all on the road. I'd like to see, the Rolling Thunder have veterans who rode before they deployed still ride after their deployments and stay on the road, and let's show Washington, D.C. really what veterans are all about. And Rolling Thunder of 2 million man march, well, screw that. Let's do a 5 million bike ride on Washington, D.C. And really scare the crap out of those people in Congress.
That would scare them.
And that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Arizona's an open carry state. You can't open carry in Washington, D.C., guys. But a couple things before we close up. Remember, Jody Perowitz, Jay Witz, Dave Perowitz's daughter, is making another run on the Salt up in Bonneville this week. Follow her, Team Jay Witz, Bonneville Extravaganza on Facebook. Follow her attempt to make another world land speed record. She was the first woman to go over 200 miles an hour on an American V-twin. She's going to try to break that record this week in Bonneville. She's going to be on the show with us in October. Follow her up at the Salt. Bonneville's a cool thing. Next year or sometime, it's my dream to get up there and actually run a bike on the Salt just for the heck of it, just to say I did it. Watch the movie World's Fastest Indian.
And then go cast your own pistons in a block of sand.
There you go. But follow Jody and wish her good luck. She's from Boston, and she's
a Beantown girl.
She loves to. That woman runs fast. and she rides a big road glide too.
Sweet.
So support Team J-Wits next week at 3 o'clock, an hour before our normal time. JD and the crew are going to have a live fantasy draft. Tune in next week, next Saturday at 3 o'clock for a live fantasy draft. I know everybody's putting money down on, on fantasy football coming up. Check it out. Get your tips. Go to the website. Go to Vets on Media. Look at JD's sports page there, and follow it along. Anything else, Mike, before we wrap up?
Nope, let's wrap this up. Let's get George in here, get some beers going.
Okay.
James, thanks for working the board for us today.
Yeah, appreciate it. We got a couple
Thank
rides.
you.
We got a couple rides coming up in September. We'll talk about next show. And remember, Toy for Tots ride in November to help the Marine Reserve give toys to underprivileged kids. Guys, love our listeners. Keep the shiny side up, and see you next time.